What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction video. We are here with India is secretly expanding its territory. Wow, God, how much zeros is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by a million square kilometers. God dang, India. Before we dive into this, if you happen to enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. And if you would love to support the channel and become a member, you'll get access to exclusive perks such as access to videos early, such as prioritized comments, such as prioritized video requests, and so much more. So I definitely recommend you become a member. But let's dive right into the video.
This is a map of India and their maritime boundaries, and this is what they're secretly adding onto it. An expansion that is roughly 15% of the existing land area, as well as the exclusive economic zone of India. To put this into numbers, India plans to expand its territory by 329,000 square miles since its independence from the British in 1947. And yet, most people haven't even heard of it. Why is such a massive development not talked about more often? Or is it not as important as it seems?
Yeah, talk to me.
In its World Energy Outlook 2023, the International Energy Agency reported that for the first time, global demand for fossil fuels will peak or plateau as the world transitions to renewable energy and cleaner technologies highly dependent on critical earth minerals. In 2020, 1 in 25 cars sold was electric. In 2023, this is now 1 in 5. World Energy Outlook estimates that around 60% of 2- and 3-wheelers sold in 2030 are expected to be electric, a share 10 times higher than today. This growing demand for EVs and components for cleaner technologies has led to an unprecedented rise for the need to mine the critical earth minerals. You might not have noticed, but we are amidst a gold rush of sorts. A race to exploit natural resources through deep sea mining between all nations, big and small. Governments are surveying the oceans at a scale that we've never seen before, and the goal is to study the seabed so that a country can claim sovereignty and hopefully control the resources underneath. And considering its global ambitions, India wants in too. It already has a large exclusive economic zone spanning over 890,000 square miles, 18th largest in the world, but it has been trying to claim an additional 329,000 square miles. To put these claims into perspective, the area in the Bay of Bengal here is by far the largest, measuring 231,618 square miles, representing the size of Ukraine. And this area in the Arabian Sea is 97,618 square miles, an area the size of United Kingdom. Now, you may be thinking,
India is on the rise. India expanding. India's trajectory is just upward right now. They going up and up and up and up and up. It's awesome.
How does a country simply claim a new territory, especially of this size? To understand this, we must understand the international laws governing maritime borders. These current maritime laws are outlined under the Third United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Under the provisions of it, the sovereignty of a coastal state extends beyond its land territory to an adjacent belt of sea described as the territorial sea. The territorial sea extends up to 12 nautical miles from a country's baseline, and that country exercises full sovereignty over these waters, much like the traditional land border. The adjacent belt of sea extending from 12 to 24 nautical miles from baseline is known as the contiguous zone. In this territory, a country has jurisdiction over the ocean surface and seabed, but not the airspace. Then we have the exclusive economic zone, extending up to 200 nautical miles off the baseline. And a country has sovereign rights to explore, exploit, and conserve natural resources on the seabed and the subsoil. But they don't have the right to enforce customs and laws like they do in the previous areas. Lastly, we have the extended continental shelf, which is what this claim is all about. Continental shelf is the shallow submerged extension of a country's landmass beyond its territorial sea. If a country can prove that its continental shelf extends beyond the 200 nautical miles, then it can claim up to 350 nautical miles from the shore in what is known as the extended continental shelf. This is what India and countless other nations have done, or are attempting to prove. The process of claiming an extended continental shelf involves submitting extremely detailed scientific evidence to justify these claims to the Commission on the Limits of the Continental Shelf, a body established by the United Nations. When approved, the coastal state gains exclusive rights to exploit resources on the seabed and subsoil of the extended shelf, such as oil, gas, and minerals. Before we continue, please hit the like button so that this valuable information reaches a wider audience. And consider subscribing if you haven't already to stay updated when we release.
I swear, this is so freaking cool, and it's like so fascinating. I've got to learn more about the continental shelf and everything that he just explained. But I'm just fascinated by this. This is dope, and India's. I don't know if they'll prove it or if they've already proved it or what's going on with it. But I think it'll be awesome for them to be able to expand.
Release new videos. Now, back to the topic. India initiated its Extended Continental Shelf program in 1999 for collecting requisite scientific evidence to delineate the outer limits of the continental shelf in the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal, including the western offshore areas of the Andaman-Nicobar Islands. And its conclusion was that all this territory should be added to India.
Dang.
On the 11th of May 2009, India submitted to the UN Commission on the Limits of the Continental Shelf the country's first partial submission for an extended continental shelf. And with this claim, they reignited a maritime dispute with Pakistan, Myanmar, and Bangladesh, and a new dispute with Oman, since India's extended continental shelf claim overlapped with that of Oman's in the Arabian Sea. India has a track record of resolving its territorial disputes through diplomatic channels. The disputes with Bangladesh and Myanmar had been resolved by 2014, but the one with Pakistan is the long-standing Sir Creek dispute with origins in pre-independence India.
Of course, that one's gonna have so much trouble being able to solve that one diplomatically.
Sir Creek, originally named Ban Ganga, is a 96-kilometer strip of water in the Rann of Kutch, located in the Indian state of Gujarat. India claims this red line as the border, based on the Thalweg Principle, an international law according to which, if the boundary between two political entities is a waterway, the boundary follows the middle of that watercourse. However, Pakistan claims the eastern flank as its border. A previous resolution by an international tribunal in 1968 allocated 90% of India's request and 10% of Pakistan's claims, but disputes still exist with conflicting claims from both sides. By now, it should be clear that this is a time-consuming process that requires extensive research and negotiations with countries who have overlapping claims. Although India submitted its claim to extended continental shelf back in 2009, it has not been reviewed yet, though a subcommission has been established for this purpose. As I said before, it's not just India making these kinds of moves. Around 75 other countries have also submitted their claims. However, only 9 have permanently established their extended continental shelf, and 30 have received recommendations or approval from the Commission. Besides critical earth minerals required for the renewables industry, these regions could potentially have oil or gas reserves too. At the moment, oil and gas are still king in the global energy market, and the Indian Ocean could have vast untapped potential when it comes to these precious commodities. In 2016, India discovered large, highly enriched accumulations of natural gas hydrate in the Bay of Bengal. This is the first discovery of its kind in the Indian Ocean that has the potential to be producible. And this is a map depicting prospective areas for gas hydrates along the Indian continental margins. If a rich oil or gas deposit is discovered in the extended continental shelf, it could be a major relief for India, a country which imports about 85% of its crude oil requirements. So, is this a secret mission? No, it's just not sensational yet. Thanks for watching till the end, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like the video and consider subscribing to the channel.
That's truly amazing. I know nothing about continental shelves and extended, but do you guys think India will be able to expand its territory and get those and expand it under the continental shelf and get it approved? Y'all let me know in the comment section what you guys think. that's all we got for this one. If you guys enjoyed that as much as I did, make sure you check this one out next. Also, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit that like. See you guys on the next one.